Well, a very warm welcome to the February 2023 edition of our Market Wrap. Let's give you a bit of an insight into what happened locally throughout the month of February. It certainly is a very stark difference from the end of last year to the start of this year. Now, while I definitely think that the market has a little bit more room for movement, I think that we're going to see a little bit of pain towards the middle and the end of the year, with some 800,000 mortgages going from 2% to 6%. This mortgage cliff that everybody keeps talking about on the internet, on the news, in the papers, the doomsday articles saying that Australia's property market is going to fall off a cliff. I don't think that's going to happen. I definitely think that there's going to be a little bit more of a change in this market sentiment towards the middle and end of the year. However, the start of the year has been very, very positive. In fact, the last 2 weekends of February, my office at Buxton Bentley had a 100% success rate at auction. 7 out of 7 and 8 out of 8. In fact, our office has done 55 sales for the month of February. In our 20 years here in Bentley, it's actually been our busiest February on record. Buyer numbers are up. We're meeting a lot of people at open for inspections. Properties are selling well at auction and or before auction. So if you are a buyer at the moment, the opportunity for you to make a move on the property that you'd like, this is the time to do so. Now, the average auction clearance rate throughout the month of February was some 75%. That is still considered a very, very healthy auction clearance rate. 3 out of 4 properties selling under the hammer, and at least for our office and across the Buxton network, that quarter that wasn't selling at auction is certainly being sold within a matter of days post-auction. Now, we did see another rate rise. I feel like a broken record when I say this to you every single month, but we did see another rate rise in the month of February to 3.35% for the RBA cash rate. Now, that's been passed on by all the banks. As someone going through a pre-approval process myself at the moment, the impact that these rate rises have had on people's ability to borrow money is what is influencing this lull in the market that we're experiencing at the moment. However, we are still 30 to 40% down on stock levels, meaning that the supply and the demand is still managing to balance itself out, at least in the short term. Now, let's give you a bit of an idea what the top 5 sales were for the month. Now, the best sale of the month for my office, that was number 13 Elizabeth Street in Brighton East. We had 3 parties vying for that property in an expressions of interest campaign. A huge family home, some 6 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 3 cars, pool, the works. And this was a property that sold prior to the end of the expressions of interest campaign for $3,735,000. Next was number 6 Cambridge Street in Caulfield North. A beautiful family home, 3 bed, 3 bath, 2 car spaces, and that sold prior to auction for $1,975,000. Now, the next was actually a very good story, number 13 Adams Street in Murrumbeena, a beautiful near new, brand new home. And that was a property that was on the market for some 3 months with a competitor. We took that property over, we remarketed it, put some new invigoration and some new life into that campaign, and sold it prior to auction in only 3 weeks. And that property sold for $2,125,000. Next was number 97 Leela Road in Ormond, a beautiful double-storey family home. Now, that was a property where the vendors actually purchased that home only a year ago for just north of $2.4 million. We sold that property in 3 days off market to a buyer that we've been dealing with for a very, very long time. But that property in Leela Road sold for $2.88 million, a 5-bedroom family home. Last, but certainly not least, was number 2 at 123 Beach Road in Sandringham, a top floor, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment, no car space on title, completely original. Now, this was an absolute anomaly. Talk about absolutely blowing away what would normally be expected in this market. Reserve, 1.3 million, sold with 6 bidders for 1.9 million, some $600,000 above the vendor's expectations. Crazy, crazy result. Now, across our network, 552 properties listed during February and sold 325 of those. We've had in excess of 260,000 inquiries across our offices and in excess of 15,000 inspections. If you're a vendor looking to sell at the moment, do capitalise on the shortage of stock. If you're a buyer at the moment, please be wary that good quality stock is selling and it's selling well. Let's see what March has in store. I'll see you next month.